It's the month of February, and that means it's the month of love. And so I went ahead and talked to two couples as they talked to me about what makes their relationship work, what obstacles that they've overcome, and what makes a relationship last. And this is what they had to say.
I was a junior and she was a freshman. Because we was in sports, I kind of see her walking back and forth, and I said, "Oh, that's a nice chick."
At first off, I wasn't really interested because I just didn't know who he was. But as he would come to visit me in high school, I guess the love grew there.
And I always thought of him as a brother though.
Yeah.
That was weird. I don't know, we started hanging out. It was winter break, I think.
During winter break.
Yeah. We started hanging out outside of school.
It's pretty funny because I asked her when we were chatting on AIM.
Never had balls for told me in person.
Yeah, I asked her, typing, so do you like me?
Oh my god.
And then I kept closing the window.
Well, we've been together for 5 years prior to our marriage, and then we were married for going on 25 years this year. And getting married, becoming parents, and into our adult life, there's a lot of changes, seasons of life.
10 years, yeah.
It's been 10 years.
17.
We've
I
been
was
10 years.
17. So it was good because our relationship was based on being friends first. So we kind of knew each other just being friends, and then I guess that made it easier to transition getting older.
Great things always have to overcome great obstacles. Both couples share a hurdle on how together they learned more about their significant other.
I can recall early on in our marriage, he's a very hardworking man, and he had long hours, but he also had a hobby. So he would always be busy either working, and if not working, he'd be busy doing his hobby. And so for me, we had two little ones, and they were very young at age. And I basically was raising them on my own, not financially, but the caretaking part. I felt like I was a single mom, raising them all the time.
I think she really didn't bring it up, but you could see the frustration and the way she act and stuff. What I was taught growing up was you're the husband, you protect and you provide, and that was the main thing I was supposed to do. When I look back in our marriage, if she gave up, then we would have been our family would have been broken up. But sometimes they say where there's a good man, there's always a, how you say it?
Good woman.
So that was the big lesson learned, you know. But then, just like without us going church, we wouldn't have pulled everything together. But because of that, that's how it strengthened all around, as being a husband and being a wife and being a mom and dad. That really strengthened us a lot.
The long distance that kind of tested our relationship. She graduated from college. She went to go work at Seattle for a year. I was kind of like sketchy about it, like, oh, where are you going for and all that. But then I kind of like just let her go. And then during that time, I visited her in the middle, like 6 months later. I visited her with her, and then I kept going back and forth.
But then I wanted to move away because there was an opportunity, and was the type of person that didn't want to hold back on what's. Never had any nursing jobs back then, so I just moved. But I guess when you're 22 and he was like what, 23, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But in a way, it kind of made us drift, and we did break up at one point because it was like, do your own thing, I'll do my thing. But then when you see them again in person, it's like, oh, I mean, why did we break up? Like, so that kind of opened up, that made us grow up, actually.
Some say that opposites attract, and these couples share what traits help make their relationship so unique.
I think I'm more subtle, more patient. I think I'm a little bit more compassionate than her. So she's like cut dry and with the whip and stuff.
Well, that's his version. I think, yeah, I'm more, I think I'm more outgoing, more straightforward. Honest, though, and truthful as a person. I think that's the balance because when he's on the quiet side, I kind of tend to be the speaker. When he's more patient, sometimes I'm the one that pushes to get what we need to get done or push towards the goal. But he's also goal oriented, so that's something that he has. I think is a strength to him, and which is not my strength. So I kind of follow his lead in that sense. When he has a goal, I kind of like follow him and I support that.
He makes me laugh because I'm not a funny person. I work. I tend to be the more serious one, and then he kind of makes it where he looks on the brighter side. I'm more pessimistic, if anything, than optimistic. So he's more optimistic. So he's funny. He makes me laugh.
What I love about Ethel, okay, the first thing I noticed was her personality. I'm pretty happy that we're getting married soon, and
These couples know that they are not perfect, but they share their insights of what helps create a healthy, progressive, and loving relationship.
I think what's important is to have a lot of compassion for one another and grace because your partner, whether your spouse or your significant other, will not always be perfect, and they will have their shortcomings. So to have grace for their shortcomings and a lot of compassion, because that's based on love, and that's what marriage is all about. Is about love.
Yeah, well, the other important part is knowing your spouse, knowing the strength and the weakness. So hopefully that when on her weakness, you can complement with your strength, because then it works both ways. When I'm down, and then she picks me up. When she's down, I try to pick her up.
What I find too is that a lot of, unfortunately, friends that we've had and family members before, what we've seen is that sometimes when you don't do life together, it can put a strain on the marriage, and sometimes it can cost the marriage.
They have to, I think you cannot control your other half. You have to just have faith in them and trust them that they're in it with you, because if you control them, it's only gonna push them away.
another thing is to be happy.
Yeah.
Always laugh about anything.
Yeah. Don't fight over small stuff.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And then just go with the flow. Because he's a go with the flow kind of guy. So he made me be more of a go with the flow kind of person.
Even though both couples have been together for several years, they say that it's the little things that they cherish the most.
It's just waking up and seeing each other. I think that's a big thing, because there's always someone by your side. I think that was my biggest. That's my biggest. Whenever you have especially your partner on the side of you, it's complete. You're complete.
No one knows what tomorrow will bring, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Cannot take life for granted or take your husband or your wife for granted. Our dinners, we try to go dinner for all our special occasions and also for date nights. And our thing is to try different restaurants. So we don't have like just one specific restaurant we go all the time. We try something new to keep it fresh and alive, I guess. And we just love being with our kids as well. Just having them and keeping the importance of family, the value of family, and just the unity and the love in the family.
Our commute home. No, that's when we talk story. Our commute.
Pretty much we talk about
Everything in the car.
how our day went and everything, but we end up laughing because I start busting out jokes and stuff and talking about how traffic is so jam.
And he still holds my hand in the car. Even when I knock out in the car.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is just we cherish being with each other.
Bye.